What's up, YouTube? It's your boy again. Come back to another video on this channel. Yeah, I know I haven't been uploading since January, but I'll talk to you guys about that on Sunday. Anyways, welcome to the show. I'm actually super happy today because we have a guest on the show, Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan is a personal development coach with over 20 years of experience. He's focusing on helping people and getting focused so that people can get focused on their jobs, careers, and everything else in between. Chris, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, my friend. It's good to be with you.
Cool. I'm really excited. I followed you since for at least 5-6 years now, so I'm really excited about this.
Well, hey, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here with you. I'm excited to hang out and have this conversation and hopefully give some people some information that'll help them right where they are.
Yeah. So I guess the first question I'll start off with is, how did you get into personal development?
Well, me, myself, it started with coaches, sports coaches back in the day, playing American football and being around coaches. And in high school, I wrestled, I ran track, I played football. And so having some incredible coaches around me was my first introduction really into this whole area of personal development.
Right.
However, getting on a college campus, my defensive coordinator, Coach Ernie Horning, God rest his soul, was a huge proponent of personal development, positive thinking with Dennis Waitley, all the people that were out there. And so he would have us listen to the audio and watch some video. And it was astounding to me. That was my first introduction to Zig Ziglar, who is the guru. And really understanding the power of the information we have when we apply it in our lives, not just once, but continuously.
Right. That makes sense. Kind of backtracking a little bit. You said you played football. What position did you play?
Well, I'm old now. Okay, Rhino, you see my beard. I got some gray in there. It's actually white. I think I skipped gray and went straight to white. But I used to play linebacker and defensive line in college.
What college did you go to, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to Georgetown College, a small Baptist school in Kentucky, and was fortunate. We had some incredible players there and some amazing coaches. And so I was a part, if you'll see the football over my shoulder there, I was a part of the 1991 National Championship team, the school's first. And so it was an incredible time and around some great guys.
Cool. I'm going to make you feel old right now. I was actually not born in 91. Just saying.
We're done here. I'm done talking to you.
Dang it.
It's okay. Hey, it's all right. I'm seasoned. I'm not old, I'm seasoned.
What's the old saying? Black don't crack?
That's true too.
Yeah. So I guess we're kind of going off on my first question. Why personal development versus kind of going into finance or engineering or even law or medicine or something other than personal development?
Well, I've been in the financial industry for over 25 years as well. And so I've written 2 national best-selling books there, Retire Inspired and then Everyday Millionaires. For me, the idea of all of the qualities that help people be successful with money are actually the same exact qualities that help people be successful in general. And our lives are bigger than just money, right? We've got relationships, we've got social relationships, we have our career. And so if we can build ourselves, give ourselves the tools that we need to be successful in life, we can have success in all of those different areas. And so I get excited about helping people really understand, what is it going to take, for you to start to make progress for yourself in your life, regardless of where you were born, regardless of where you went to school, regardless of how much money you make. It's a matter of the individual understanding who they are, what they are, and what it is they want. Okay,
that makes sense. So if someone hired you, let's just say, to help them develop personally and grow in their their personal lives as well as their business lives, how would you go about doing that? Because obviously everyone has their own story, that everyone's different, even within a certain race or a certain religion, everyone is different. So how would you go about doing that?
Well, the first thing is understanding kind of, connecting and understanding what it is they're looking for. I'm building some information, some personal development courses, as well as some content helping people. But, you know, as a coach, as I work right now with pro athletes, entertainers, musicians, and all types, CEOs, managers, people that are entrepreneurs that are looking to grow their business. So working with the individual, you hit the nail on the head. Everybody is wired a little bit different. So me as a coach, working with them to understand that, it's a matter of really kind of building a specific kind of game plan for that individual where they are based on what it is they're looking to achieve.
Okay. You did say that you work with some musicians and athletes. Anyone you want to name drop?
Never.
Okay.
I never name drop. And that's just from a confidentiality standpoint. But, you know, in this last year's NFL draft, I've got a few clients. Each year I work with them. But, you know, these are individuals too. These are people that are performing at a high level and want to go higher. And so, you know, my clients are people just like you and I that are highly skilled. And we are all highly skilled in certain things. It's just a matter of tapping in and getting the right person around you to help bring that out.
Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I wish I could. I know which NFL player you helped out personally. That's just more of a personal preference than anything else.
Yeah, there's a lot out there that needs some guidance. All I got to do is go over to the website, coachhogan.com, reach out to me. We can get connected.
Cool. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'll put that link in the description box down below. We'll go through all the social media links and all the other links that are pertinent towards the end of the show as well. So just letting you guys know. Cool. So musicians, that's really, really cool. So I know business, personal development kind of goes into more or of like the business world and like more of the external factors that we all face from almost on a daily basis. Like last couple of years, we've been facing off in the COVID crisis. Regardless of how we feel about it, we've been dealing with that. So how would you help someone who's going through what's called a white swan event or even a black swan event?
Well, first and foremost, it's a matter of really acknowledging a couple of things. You know, we have things that happen to us that happen to us. We have things that we cause to happen. And there are other things that fall out from other people doing certain things. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, we got to come to an understanding of what we can control and what we can't.
Right.
And when we're looking at the things that we can control, our attitude, our outlook, our responses, as well as our thoughts. And as you start to look at those four areas, what I want people to do is to control what they can control. If it's out of your hands, you can't worry with it, right? You can drive yourself crazy worrying about what someone else is going to say or what someone else might do. If you can avoid thinking on that too much and direct it back to you, now what happens is you stay in the driver's seat for you, right? And so there's enough coming in life, obstacles, right? Detours that are coming, but there are also opportunities. So what we have to do is learn to keep our mind focused on what it is we want to accomplish, and more importantly, the people we want to accomplish it for. Our friends, our families, ourselves.
Right.
And so when we do that, you almost put on blinders, Rhino. You almost kind of put on things, and you might notice something going on in the world or notice something that's happening around you, but it doesn't mean you have to participate. It doesn't mean you have to waste emotion or energy or thought on things you don't have control over. And so that's one of those first things I would tell someone, regardless of what they're going through in life.
Okay, that makes sense. Kind of going back to an earlier point that you made, did you ever meet Zig Ziglar? Or
I did get a chance to meet Zig, and it was an incredible opportunity. You know, Zig is the guru in this personal development space.
Right.
He's written many #1 best-selling books, a lot of audio content. And so it was an absolute honor to be able to meet him and shake his hand and thank him for you know, really mentoring me and guiding me over those years. He didn't know he was, because I was listening to his tapes and reading his books, but I got a chance to thank him, and that was an incredible honor.
Cool. Even from the grave.
Absolutely. And that just goes to show, when you put out content and you care about people, it's one of those things, it's a gift that can keep on giving long after we're gone. And so, you know, we all want to make an impact in this world. We all want to leave a legacy.
Right.
And I think in this area of personal development, the best impact you could have is helping someone to dream bigger for themselves and to achieve more for themselves as well as their family.
That makes sense. Um, hmm. I guess you can kind of, I guess the next question for me would be like, if you met someone who wants to go towards what you're doing, basically helping out people in the personal development space, what advice or advices would you give to this person?
Well, I would tell them, first and foremost, in whatever you choose to do, when you're doing something that makes you happy, when you're doing something that you enjoy, it's never called work. It's
Right.
called passion. It's called you getting a chance to connect with people. And that didn't matter if you're an accountant, if you are an investment professional, if you're an insurance person, whatever it is, at the end of the day, when you care about people and you care about their lives and trying to impact them, the main thing you could do is just keep growing yourself.
Mhm.
Like that's the most important thing we can do, especially in this personal development space when there's so much out there. There's so many different layers and areas that you can go. But at the end of the day, you're literally helping the individual. And
Okay.
so when you care about people and you want to guide them and be a coach, the thing I would tell you is to continue to grow yourself,
Mhm.
constantly be reading, constantly be watching videos, and really understand what is it you want to help people do? What's going to be your niche in this space?
Okay. That makes sense. So basically you're helping people, or you're basically your advice is to help people find their passion in a sense.
Well, I mean, it's important. It's helping
Right.
people to perform better is what I do.
Right.
And so, them understanding their passion, most people have a general idea of what they want to do and why they want to do it. What I want to do is to help them to be able to perform better, right? To reach their optimum performance. And so, that's why I'm looking at several different things I'm going to be putting out. So I want people to stay connected with me at my website, coachhogan.com,
Mhm.
because regardless of the profession you're in, for those high level people, for people that are wanting to perform and do more, I'm going to be able to help them get there.
Okay. So I know you mentioned that you were a former athlete back in college and even at the high school level, but has playing sports helped you in personal development?
Oh, I think so. Absolutely, it does. I
Okay.
think anytime you're a part of a team, you get an understanding that if I do my job, right, and my
Right.
teammates do their job, then we together as a team succeed. And so it is a matter of understanding goal setting, which is imperative. It's important to understand interpersonal relationships. How do you deal with people that are wired differently than you? How do you, as a coach,
Right.
because I played it for years and then had a chance to coach. As a coach, being able to unify these different individuals toward one goal, which is absolutely what you do in business. It's what you do in life. And so, I think those team sports teach us a lot about doing our part, but being able to support a teammate.
Cool. I mean, I'm a former wrestler. I played football too and all that fun stuff. And I guess like the reason I asked that question is because as a wrestler, it's probably the only solo team sport ever. Like,
Yeah, wrestling and gymnastics, things like that, where
yeah,
you are going out there and performing by yourself, but your
right.
score impacts the team score, right?
Yeah,
And so it is. I wrestled for a few years myself. It's an incredible sport,
yeah,
but ultimately, regardless of if you are somebody in a wrestling tournament and you're by yourself, when you go out on the mat, you represent your coaches, you
mhm,
represent your trainers, and so it's not just about you. And so, team sports are important. It helps us to understand there are things bigger than us, that we're trying to chase, but we all are trying to perform to our best ability. And
exactly.
so, being able to get there, people aren't going to get there by themselves. Everybody needs a coach, everybody needs a mentor, everyone needs a cheerleader, and everyone needs friends. And so, if you can get those four people around you in your life, your performance will go higher.
Yeah, I totally agree about that. Coming from a former wrestler myself.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But it's important. And what you have to do is really kind of tap in and understand what it is you want, when you want to achieve it by, and
Right.
more importantly, what does success look like? And I help a lot of people start to identify this and clarify it. Is success more money? Is it a promotion? Is it starting your business? Is it growing your business? Is it diversifying your business? Or is it changing careers altogether to, pursue something you really want? The main thing is getting clarity on that and then helping people to develop a plan on how to achieve it. Wishing and dreaming isn't enough. You need a plan.
Right. And I think, and again, this is just me talking from personal experience. Having a plan is probably the hardest part of it rather than anything else, because without a plan, you're going to be up a creek without a paddle a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. You're wasting energy.
Yeah.
And without a plan, you can end up wasting a lot of resources as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to flip the script a little bit and ask you, if you had to play, or if you had to go back to your 13-year-old self, even I guess even like your 10-year-old self, what advice would you give to yourself?
Ooh. What advice would I give my 10 or 13-year-old self? I have been ambitious and goal-oriented for a very long time.
Right.
I was wired that way. And so what I would tell my 13-year-old self is breathe. Like take the time to enjoy where you are. And it's good to strive for the next thing, but don't be so busy striving that you're not enjoying things. That would be the first thing. The second piece of information would be, continue to grow your network, continue to meet people and find out what they do and why they do that, and seek ways to help them. I think those two pieces of advice would be crucial for a young Hogan.
Cool. Would that be the same case for your 10-year-old self or no?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
without a doubt. I think at 10 to 13 is a big jump. That's a big jump. But taking time to enjoy kind of where you are, as much as the striving for it, but continuing just to connect with people and getting to know them and find ways to help people achieve for them, support people. And I think when you are growing up and you're striving and you're looking for yourself, sometimes we can get blinders on. And forget to enjoy right where you are, even if it's not where you want to be. Enjoy it and understand what it is you're learning. So when you move forward, you're able to move forward exponentially.
So enjoy the process.
Absolutely.
Right. Kind of going back to your, I'm sorry, I'm really excited to talk about your football career in college. Any of your former teammates end up going towards like the NFL or any of the professionally?
We had a couple guys that ended up continuing to play a little bit, but it was fun. The main thing is for me, going from playing to coaching while I was going to graduate school, really kept me around that environment, which I loved. And then getting into the business world, what I realized what I wanted to do as a business leader was to create that team environment, that team connection in sports, and be able to create that in the business world, which really goes back to leadership. It goes back to, the old school adage of a leader kind of yelling and growling and all of that, that's old school. And nowadays, as you're working with, Gen X, Gen Y, millennials, and all of this, what you have to do is do a better job of connecting with people. And I call it 3 C's. You got to care, you got to be connected, and you have to communicate. And as a leader, if you're doing those 3 things, you're going to put yourself ahead of the pack. Right. And especially as I work with business owners all around the country, helping them understand that as they recruit.
Cool. That's actually interesting. I know a lot of players who end up coaching both in the NFL and I guess even at the high school level, because Wes Welker did it. Brett Favre did it. I think he's still doing it. I could be wrong. I know that transition was hard to do for a lot of former athletes. How did you do that?
Well, for me, it was a little bit easier because I was, I got a chance to emulate some of the great coaches I'd been with. Okay. And so, playing for phenomenal coaches helps you grow. And so I had mentors as coaches. And so it was a great opportunity. So, regardless, all of us have the ability to be able to impact others. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of genuinely caring about other people. and genuinely wanting to help. And I think for me, as a coach, as a performance coach, as a personal development coach, or even a financial coach or consultant, I care about my client and I want to help them be successful.
Cool. I guess the last question is, where can people find you?
Yeah. I mean, they can go to my website, coachhogan.com. As you know, on Instagram, Coach Hogan. You can find me on there, Coach Chris Hogan, Coach Hogan, on all the social media places. But the website will give them an opportunity to look and understand at some of the things I'm offering as a consultant and as a coach. And if they're interested, they can just email me, Chris@coachhogan.com, and let me know what they want to work on, and we go from there.
Oh, I do have one more question before we.
Sure.
I know you had a very long life, playing football and sports, to talking about money in the finance world, to becoming a personal development coach. My last question is, do you regret any of the stuff you have done, or wish you had done something different?
No, I love the track and path I've been on. I love the learning. I love the people that I've had a chance to meet over my career, and be able to help. I wish, if I could go back and do anything over as a young leader in the business world, I wish I would have done a better job of connecting, caring, and communicating with people. I think when we're young and you're coming out, you're so quick to try to prove yourself that you forget that it's not about you as the leader, it's about the team. And so, to be able to go back and do some of those things over would be a lot better. But, it's all a matter of us growing. It's all a matter of us getting better. And I think that growth happens when we have success, and also when we have failures. The beauty in life is that it's almost like boxing. I trained for a while doing some boxing. It was great cardio, by the way. But as a boxer, when you get in the ring, you've got really one opponent and there's one referee. Well, in life, we get to be the referee, meaning when you get knocked down, don't count yourself out, right? What you got to do is get up, dust yourself off, and understand, okay, here's what worked, here's what didn't, and here's the direction I'm going. And when we do that in life, it allows us to be able to pivot, it allows us to be able to grow, and it allows us to be able to go forward, which is what I'm all about.
That's cool. As mentioned before, I'll put all the Instagram, Chris's website in the description box down below. If you want to follow me, Rhino, you can follow me at FireHawkArcher1. If you want to follow Chris, his Instagram again is
Coach Hogan.
Coach Hogan.
At Coach Hogan. Yes.
At Coach Hogan. And then if you want to follow, contact Chris via his website again is
coachhogan.com. And again, on Instagram, you can find me at Coach Chris Hogan, at Coach Chris Hogan. And I appreciate you, man. It was good to get on here and have a conversation with you. I wish you well as you continue to grow your show and move forward, and look forward to joining you again in the future.
Thank you. We would love to have you again in the future.
All right, my friend, I appreciate it.
As always, I want to take a minute to thank everyone who's listening to wherever podcasts are sold, everyone on YouTube. And as always, have a good one. See you in the next episode. Peace.